Barcelona are La Liga champions after beating Espanyol. 28-time La Liga champions, 2-0 win, and again, we're talking about Lamine Yamal. He's not some overhyped kid that scores a goal here and there. Every week I go on my timeline and Lamine Yamal has done something crazy. He's 17. It's actually getting scary how good he is at 17. He's better than Rafinha for me. He's going to be on that Ballon d'Or podium with Salah. I don't know who's going to win it. He's been unbelievable this season. I can't believe how good Lamine Yamal is, but you've got to give credit to Hansi Flick. He's got a team that works for him, a team that gives everything. He only got Olmo in. Real Madrid is signing Mbappe. They have all the Galacticos. And Barcelona, people thought they were down and out back in December. I remember they drew to Getafe. I think Real Madrid was 7 points clear. But the way Barcelona fought back, the way they be 1-0, 2-0 behind and fought back in games, to win this La Liga is incredible. And I think Barcelona well and truly deserve this La Liga. Hansi Flick deserves this Liga because Real Madrid might have these big names, Mbappe, Vinicius, but when I watch Barcelona, I think they're better to watch. I think they play better as a team. And these are some statistics. Most goals, Barcelona, 97. That is crazy. Most XG, Barcelona. Most big chances, Barcelona. Most shots on target, most touches in the penalty area, most accurate progressive passes, highest average possession, highest goal scoring conversion, Barcelona. They're the best team on the ball. They're the best team at creating chances. They're the best team at scoring goals. They have the best attacking threat because when you've got Lewandowski, when you've got Lamine Yamal and Rafinha getting 60 goal contributions this season, Lamine Yamal, the Neymar regen, Messi regen, I don't know what. And Lewandowski, wow. Wow. Barcelona have been simply incredible this season. I don't watch loads and loads of La Liga. I only really watched the second half of today's game. I watched the 15 minutes of the first half in the background. And I don't think Barcelona are at their very best today. But I've watched the El Clásicos. I've watched the Atletico Madrid games. I've watched the big games. And do you know what? For me, I'm always amazed when I watch Barcelona. I want to watch them more. I really like Hansi Flick. I really like Lamine Yamal. There's something worth watching here. And what I've noticed with Barcelona is they won El Clásico 4 times this season. And I think last season, had they won the El Clásicos and it wasn't Bellingham winning it, maybe they get the league last season. But El Clásico winning it made the difference this season. They won the league when they won El Clásico at the weekend. Let's be totally honest. I'm actually glad Real Madrid won yesterday because I think it's better for Barcelona to win the league rather than rely on others dropping points. But they won the league. Barcelona, and I think those El Clásico wins is what won them the league. Those performances from Lamine Yamal in El Clásico, he's a major part of Barcelona winning the domestic treble for the first time in 7 years. So a 2-0 win today seals the title. Hansi Flick, we're going to give a shout out to him. I think it's so much better to win the game rather than relying on Madrid to drop points. Domestic treble, Champions League semi-final. I think had Balde stayed fit, you maybe would have got to the final. Beat Madrid 4 times this season, El Clásico dominance, and people wrote off Barcelona in December, and they've come back, they've shocked the world. The team that Hansi Flick has built, I'm so jealous. I said back in February, if there was a manager to replace Erik ten Hag, I would go for Hansi Flick. He would be my first choice to replace Erik ten Hag with. He's the one name that I think, yep, he's the guy I would like to replace Erik ten Hag with because he plays more of a 4-3-3. I didn't know how I felt about back 5 manager. I wish he came to Man United. What a job he has done. What a team he's assembled. Because Barcelona started strong. They looked amazing at the beginning of the season, but you dipped mid-season. You had a draw versus Getafe, Real Madrid, Atleti. Atleti had those 15 wins where people thought they were going to win the league. And you found a bit of second gear. And then in 2025, you just went on this crazy run. And when it matters, you showed up. Going behind, scoring. Big game mentality. You won the derbies. You won the El Clásico. You proved people wrong. Because I'm not going to lie. I just assumed Real Madrid were going to win the league again. They brought Mbappe in. They won it last season. Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinicius. Rafinha's not Rafinha. Rodrigo, he's not been that good for them this season. I was like, Barcelona, I'll be like, Real Madrid, they'll walk it. Mbappe. And Mbappe's probably been their best player, despite him getting a lot of stick when he first came in. But you know who the star of La Liga is? It's not Vinicius Jr. It's not Mbappe. It is Lamine Yamal at 17 years of age. He's going to beat Mbappe in the Ballon d'Or rankings. Lamine Yamal. If someone had said to you last year that a 17-year-old was going to beat Mbappe in the Ballon d'Or rankings, despite everyone knowing Mbappe was going to Real Madrid, everyone would be like, no, Mbappe's going to Real Madrid because he can win the Ballon d'Or. If you're Real Madrid, you've got more chances to win the Ballon d'Or. That is a fact. But no. Lamine Yamal, Salah, I think Pedri or Rafinha will be the top three for the Ballon d'Or. I think had Barcelona won the Champions League, Lamine Yamal wins it. I don't know if they will with Salah and his insane output. I'm not sure. But Lamine Yamal, we can all agree, best 17-year-old ever. I mean, let's talk about him. 18 goals and 24 assists for club and country this season. Most chances created as well in the top 7 leagues. Match winner. It's not just goals, dribbles, acceleration, flares. He's winning matches, big moments, good goals. It's like Messi and Neymar combined. The dribbling, the creativity, the most chances in Europe this season. He's the top 3 player in the world at 17. He's the best 17-year-old in the history of football. You cannot debate that. Look, I was born in 2000. I haven't been alive to watch every player in the world, but I don't believe he's 17. Like, if someone told me he was 26, I would be saying he's the top 3 player in the world at 26. The fact that he is at 17. And look at this. Barcelona definitely deserve to win today. I don't even think they're at their very best. But look at the numbers today. They deserve to win in those moments. Their XG was lower than Espanyol's. Their XG was lower. They had the possession, they had the more shots. But the reason they won is because they have players like Lamine Yamal that can score quality goals that had a very low XG. And I think while they defended well Espanyol, and while Espanyol looked all right, Barcelona, they had that quality. They had Lamine Yamal, the 17-year-old, to pop up and win them the league. Again, most dribbles in Europe this season, and Josh Murphy's playing in like League One. You know, in the whole world, he's doing it in the Liga. But look how many dribbles he's got. Nobody has more dribbles than him. And some of the players are playing in the 3rd tier of English football here, or much weaker leagues at 17. And these people are in their prime. 208 dribbles in one season from Lamine Yamal. 208. He is the Neymar regen, but better. I think he's a better dribbler than Neymar. He's a better dribbler than Messi. Most dribbles attempted, most successful dribbles, most offensive dribbles won, most passes into the penalty area, most successful attacking actions. We know he's created the most chances. I think he has the most assists this season. This is ridiculous. 17. It's not just goals and assists. It's dribbles. It's skill, output, big games, big moments. When Barcelona were 2-0 down to Inter, they weren't looking to give the ball to Rafinha. They were looking to give the ball to Yamal, because it's like Barcelona are like, this is the guy. This is the best guy. They were looking at a 17-year-old in the Champions League semi-final when they're 2-0 behind to win them the game. I want to talk about Pedri, Rafinha, Flick. They've all played big parts this season. Rafinha, 60 goal contributions, pressing machine, works super hard. You know, he's not as naturally gifted as Lamine Yamal, but he works super hard. The way Flick's trusted in academy stars, there's no excuses. It's elite football. He didn't ask for much in the summer. He's maximised the squad he's had. The big game management, the comebacks, the management from Flick, the way he's got the most of that squad without complaining is unbelievable. And then Pedri orchestrates just the game. He's press resistant. He's tidy. He keeps things simple. Lamine Yamal will take risks. He might lose the ball, but Pedri's there to keep things simple. 3 out of 3 clean El Clasico masterclass has been so key this season. Staying fit, most possession won of any player in Europe this season. He is key. When he is fit, Barcelona are better, no doubt in my mind. But what makes Barcelona stand out to me is they play as a team. Real Madrid might have Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius, but they all want to be the main man. Barcelona, like, Lamine Yamal's probably the main man, but he's like the guy they pass to, but there's no main man. It is a team. It is working hard. It is unity. It's built, you know, as a team. As I feel like Madrid is built on the Galacticos, the individual brilliance with Trent coming in. You know, this side is unbelievable. Yamal, Pedri, Kabassi, Balde, the amount of players that come from the Masia, you know, and Flick as this expressive, aggressive, entertaining style of football, which may concede more goals, and maybe Barcelona could tighten up defensively, and maybe they could keep more clean sheets. But the football they play is exciting. There was no Messi megastar signings coming in. And this is the best that Barcelona have been since Messi's left. The defence could do with some work, 100%. But the midfield, the attack, the most goals scored. You do a few defensive signings. Flick, I don't know how much money you guys have, but he needs to be back because that's the first domestic treble in 7 years. He's cemented himself as an all-time great manager. He won it all at Bayern Munich. And you could have Rafinha, Yamal, Pedri, Ballon d'Or podium. It's a shame you didn't get to the final, but Inter were Inter. It was a tough game. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a comeback. Fantastic from Barcelona.